All right. Good evening, everybody. My name is Kevin. We're having trouble speaking this morning. I blame daylight savings time. Anyways, my name is Kevin. We're working on an AMA Q&A live stream for game dev, Unreal Engine, all those kinds of things. We do this twice a week, Sunday nights and Wednesday mornings. And like I said, my brain is so fried right now. I don't know what's going on, but we do this twice a week. We work at like office hours, come and go as you please, ask questions, things like that. If there aren't any questions, that's okay. What we do in the meantime while we're waiting, stuff like that, is I'm just live streaming me working towards my own working prototype. Now, it's a slow go, right? Working on a game 2 hours a week is not going to get anywhere super fast, and it is a lot of stumbling because we're working in systems that I don't get a chance to do so often or work in so often at the day job. I currently work in R&D at Riot Games. I'm a tech animator, and so I work a lot on both the creative and the tech side, which hopefully means I can help stumble through some of your questions together. I would take a look through. I didn't see that we have any questions for tonight, so we're going to be hopping right back in where we left off. And where we left off was we were working on getting our AI controllers to be we had just kind of finished getting their positioning set up, but we're really having problems with their pathing. And unfortunately, I've not had a bunch of time to look at their pathing at all since last week. So what we're going to do is, like I said, we're going to be hopping straight into that and trying to figure out AI perception versus AI sensing, and maybe why our enemies are just dumbly running into each other. And then hopefully we can get back to gameplay and balancing. All right, y'all. Let's get going. We'll make sure that we switch to our actual screen. Never made that mistake. And here we go. All our chats are up. It looks like our streams are good. And just as a sanity check, let's just double check our level. We have 6 characters spawning. We'll go ahead and play. They're not attacking yet. And, okay, good, we have our controller. So what I don't like is, you can see, right now, they're no longer, we disabled push, so they're no longer pushing. So if I just move out of the way, like, why do they feel the need to run right through these other characters? It just makes them look dumb. And it's kind of frustrating to watch. So once they get, if we help them, seems like they're almost all in reasonable position. I just don't understand why the one is doing that. Do they run through each other? Yeah, they're running right through each other. It makes no sense whatsoever. So what I want to try to do is I want to try to figure out if our pawn sensing is actually working. It does not feel like it right now. So what we've got is probably a night of reading, scouring the internet, and trying to figure out what's going on. So first things first, we have our pawn sensing component. We put this on here. It does see pawns. We have enable sensing updates. That's cool. Hearing threshold, sight radius, sensing. Okay, what we want to do is we got to get them to path. We got to get them to path around each other. And in order to do that, I thought if they sensed each other, a detour crowd, you can just adjust it. There's a detour avoidance for a built-in option. This is done by changing your AI controller to a detour crowd AI controller. I've never even heard of this thing. Hold on a second. Let's just make one to see what exactly this thing does. Add a blueprint. Detour? Is this a thing? Dude, look at this. There's a Detour crowd AI controller. I've never even heard of this. Let's take a look at this. Path following component. Hold on a second. So there's a path following component. I see. Path calling component. Class default. Always relevant. This all looks pretty standard. I don't really see anything that makes me think that this is going to be anything different. Well, I'd never heard of that before, so that's new. That's cool. Let's see here. What else is... Avoidance config. Okay, hold on a second. So edit project settings. Engine. Crowd manager. Interesting. Didn't even know this existed. Max agent rate 100. Custom pattern IDX. Custom pattern IDX does what? How do I know if this is even being used? Max avoided agent. Max agent radius. Max radius of agent that can be added to crowd. Okay. Okay, so here we go. Those parameters are only for adaptive velocity sampling, defining possible velocity vectors for next step of a simulation. Each entry corresponds to avoidance quality enum, low, medium, good, and high. Okay. And it works by creating ring patterns around a center point. You can refine results by spawning next similar sets of rings recursively. Adaptive depth times. Each velocity sample is weighted using sampling preview using crowd debug drawing. That's interesting. Let's just see what draw. Okay, first off, a couple things. Let's go down to 2 enemies. Okay, and then let's do, let's play. And let's do crowd debug path. I didn't see that. Crowd debug Crowd debug drawing. No, this must be a C++ thing. Crowd debug path. I have to turn this on. Abilities, EQS, perception, 5. Okay, so that's the perception. That's how he's seen. But I don't see anything that shows me avoidance. And also the two of them feel really good. Kind of. Like, okay, I'm wrong. I mean, they don't feel bad. For the most part, they feel pretty good if there's two of them, which is great. Check our chat. I still want to figure out how to see their pathing. Increasing adaptive velocity quality. Where is that? Not there. Not there either. Not there either. Interesting. I guess maybe it's only on this. Wait, what did I just open? Path following. Hold up a second. This is a detour crowd. Class default. It doesn't even have adaptive. Where is this? Oh, wait a second. Maybe it's in the project settings. Let's see here. Edit project settings. Engine. Adaptive. These are the number of rings. This is avoidance config. Velocity quality. Velocity. I don't see anything in here that has velocity. Nope. Nope. Seems bogus. Nope. I wonder if it's on the movement component. Which is going to be here. Not even. I don't even see these values that are being talked around as I'm scouring to figure out how this stuff works. Character movement avoidance. Oh, that's cool. Okay, hold on. Avoidance. Let's just try to search for avoidance. Alright, so this is going to be on the character movement. Avoidance. Here it is. Use RVO avoidance. Interesting. It's a checkbox, of course. I just gotta find it because I want to see the whole section. Here it is. Use RVO avoidance. If said component will use RVO avoidance, this only runs on the server. What? But they don't tell me what RVO stands for. RVO avoidance. Reciprocal velocity obstacle systems. Interesting. Alright, let's give that a shot. Let's just check the box and see what happens. Avoidance weight of, let's do consideration radius of, let's say 100 and a weight of 1. See if that changes anything. See, yeah, they still seem like they're being okay, let's try 200. Where did those go? That was on the movement component. RV avoidance, let's say defactored default point due to the default in the avoidance register. Advanced. Avoidance group. Oh wow. There's a whole bunch of avoidance groups here. Let's just try to 200. Let's just double this. And let's see if that changes. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's any different. This kind of stuff is so frustrating. Look, they're just bonking into each other. Bunch of dum-dums. Okay. Let's just go crazy with it. RVO avoidance, let's go 500. 500 centimeters is about, I mean, that is a huge radius. Nope. Dude, they're not even paying attention. These guys are just a bunch of... pawn sensing and AI perception. Sight and damage. One thing at a time. Let's get rid of pawn sensing. And we are struggling tonight. All right, found the video. I'm curious what
Hi,
this
and welcome to the
Oh, I see. You can specify debug crowd controller on this. Okay. Let's see here. Thank you to... Who is this? Who posted this? This is why the internet's great, you all. So much information is out there. Austrian Munster. Okay. So our AI class default. Controller class. Nope. Class setting. I don't think I can change this because for me, I believe this is done in C++. And this is on the class defaults for them on the AI. Yeah, I don't see that. This inherits from a Lyra bot controller, and the Lyra bot controller inherits from just a modular AI controller. I don't know if I can change this. And I don't wanna change this in the live stream, because if I do, then I have to recompile, and it's a surreal nightmare because it won't be done fast enough. I'm checking to see if there's a way to turn this on any other way. All right, look at this. This is a really cool example though. Fun to watch actually. So if you look at the end here, this is generally, oh, why does it keep doing that? If we look at this, if we go back to here, all right, so when they all run, this is just a nav mesh bounds. And then when it starts, they all run in the middle. But look at that. They didn't bump into each other. They didn't do anything. They just stopped. It's really cool. Pretty good, actually. And each time's a little bit different. That's generally what we're going for. I would take that in a heartbeat. Okay. And then they're gonna go back. Oh, that was just the AI controller. Okay, now they're gonna switch this to detour, and we get to see the difference. Cool. Oh, I see. They can't even get to where they're going. They do much better, like they can actually wiggle their ways out, like whereas our characters can't even do that. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Okay, so the one thing I want to check is, are they doing anything that's fancy with their move to? That's just spawning. That's the mannequin. They're setting the move to location. Hit the vector. Skimming through this. Don't think they set up any behavior trees that I saw. Nope. Okay, so with that, it seems like our best option is this detour. I would at least love to find out if it worked. It's just a bummer that we don't have access to that. Okay, it doesn't look like they're getting rid of pawn sensing. Okay. Interesting. Nav mesh. What's our nav mesh generation set to? Here it is. No collision. Food actors. Physics materials. Wow, this is kind of... Oh, interesting. So this is a pretty crazy trick.
Punctuates the solitude of the peacefulness.
Wow, okay, so somebody else is suggesting basically spawning a plate. Wahoa, how are you doing? Good to see you again. We are struggling with AI tonight, but since the last time we saw you, I did go through and rebuild everything used in an EQS system, and happily the EQS system is seems to be working great. I don't think we've hit any super big catches while we were doing that. It wasn't until we were done though that now we're struggling with this. So basically, if we look at, what was I gonna look at? Oh, I was gonna spawn a couple more enemies. If we go to 4, for example, and we just play, they do a pretty good job of getting to where they're going. Like they pick spots and stuff. The problem is you can see they're trying to run through me. Once they get to where they're supposed to be, it's not so bad. The problem is they have zero avoidance. And from what I can tell, it's because I need to change this AI to be a detour crowd AI, which is a bummer. Because I cannot find any way to do that. Since this is in code. Detour crowd controller. We tried our RVO settings. Okay, wow, this is crazy. Look at this write-up. It's responsible for coordinating crowds, that's great. An injury that's registered with the crowd manager will be taken into consideration. The detour crowd manager accepts anything that implements the iCrowd agent interface. Ooh. So can we just implement the iCrowd agent interface on our controller? What? Thank you for that, Bo. It looks like we're out of... One second, y'all. All right. Camera is not getting enough power for some reason. Doesn't make any sense. Try one other thing.
Solitude for peacefulness.
All right. Well, we'll see if that. Yeah, always something, man. That seems to be the latest. Let's see if that has enough juice. Okay. So as I was saying, let's see if we can just implement the iCrowd agent interface. And we were gonna try that. Maybe I'm gonna add iCrowd. Not even there. Doesn't show up. Maybe it's on the pawn. Last settings. Why don't I have an iCrowd agent interface? Okay. Hold on a second. Detour Crowd Manager. All right, let's try that. Crowd. Like, there's nothing that implements crowd. Is this only in Unreal 5.1 or something? Because I don't see any of these components. Oh, maybe this is only for 5.1. So all we have to do is add a detour crowd to our component. That's what it says. Detour, but it doesn't even show up. Huh. But I know it exists because we delete this. If we do detour, if I do a new class, detour, there is a detour crowd AI controller. Like it exists. Character movement. So on our character movement, man, we're going nowhere fast tonight. It does have use RVO. It has nothing that references detours. All right, if we look at our crowd manager, custom pattern IDX. Somebody said, what does this do? Sampling patterns array. You know what? Just for kick. Max agent radius. Let's just try setting this to 250. Okay. We'll make that change. And then also I want to do this. I read someone didn't change this to a 1 instead of 255, so we're just going to change these all to 1. I don't know what that does, which is always a good reason to press the button. And if it works, then we can try to figure out. Nope. Look at this. They're just dumb. They're so frustratingly dumb. Okay. You guys just keep doing that. Let me figure out what you're doing. They should be in fight mode. And they're basically doing a move too. Filter class. I wonder what that does. Stop on overlap. Reach test includes agent radius. None of these things make sense. Okay, it's not it. It's gotta be in the avoidance. Unfortunately, look, we can sit here and we can just not want to compile our code because it takes too long, or we could just do it and be done with it. None of these interfaces exist either. Nav agent, generic team, gameplay task, AI perception, Lyra team agent. Yeah, there's no detour listed here, and there's no crowd. There's no interface for either of those, which is weird because it says they exist. And is there an actual crowd manager that gets created in the scene? Is that what's happening? Because I don't remember seeing that. Nothing matches crowd. Yeah, I'm glad you found me. See, if they don't collide, Bahoa, they actually do a good job of arranging themselves. It's just how they get there. Basically, once I took your suggestion of using the EQS, they were pretty consistent about getting to a good spot. And then it wasn't until they started gliding that they just looked like bumbling fools. But I had to go through, and because originally I think what happened was I had cheated fixing that by adding a push. So if they did this, they would just kind of push through each other. But it feels really bad, especially as a player, because you end up getting just pushed around all the time because these guys are just have no sense of how to avoid each other. Like, what is that? Okay. Yep, I have that checked. So the RVO avoidance on our character movement, if we look at this, we scroll down. I have used RVO avoidance checked. I've even tried like large numbers. You know what I haven't checked? I haven't checked small numbers. And I changed my avoidance weight. So let's just see something here. Yeah. Bumbling fools. Okay. So let's go back and try one other thing. That's on our movement component. Let's try the 200, but then let's change the weight to 0. I did not try that either. Oh wait. Oh my god. That was it? That's all I had to do? I mean, it's better. It's still not great, but it's way better. Maybe not. Hold on. I think it is better. Hold on a second. You're telling me I just had the weight number backward? Alright, You're a lifesaver. At least there's some progress. So if we change this to, let's just try 300. And let's check our project settings again to see if we messed some stuff up in there. Underneath our crowd manager, we'll just go back to the default values for a bunch of these things. So rather than this, we'll go back to 255, 255, 255, and 255. And then our setting, we'll change this to 300. Yeah, let's try 300. Max avoided agent 6. That's fine. Okay, let's give that a shot. I'm hoping that by setting 300 they use, oh yeah, look at that. The only thing that's, oh I see. Okay, so what's happening is, okay, but overall that's pretty good. I don't know what she's doing around the outside though. Like, what is she doing? Like, where is she trying to get to, and why is she running into that? Let's try making this bigger. Let's change our RVO even more. Character movement by 400. Okay, so here's what might be happening here. It is possible that my avoidance radius is bigger than my acceptance radius, so they can't even get to where they're supposed to go at this point because they're trying to avoid me. So if we go back down to 100. $50? I think 50? Try 50. Let's see. I'm pretty sure the EQS I set up is looking for slots that are 150, and we can pop that on real quick. Yeah. So the only one that I don't like is, like, why is he run through me to start? Why doesn't he go out and around? Like, here, let's do this. If we go down to one enemy, right? What we can do is we can mess with the one enemy, turn on our EQS system. All right, so he is running. Wait. That's not the one we want. This is the one we want. Where is this? All right, that's where he's going to. Oh, okay, he's not moving because he's in melee range. Now what's he doing? So he's not allowed to go to that spot, which is a weird one. The blue one's the filtered one, which I find interesting. How often is this EQS running? Okay, he's not running because he's in attack range. That's the problem. Okay, so let's change this. Let's take out that filter. So in our enemy behavior tree, when they say there's this target in range, and if the target is not in range. So let's just kill that condition. It's always going to run the EQS now. Okay, and if we go this, that, this, and this. Okay. Okay, so she is running that EQS. Which spot is she picking? Oh, it's like it's not rerunning. See, where's she moving to? The EQS is moving there. So the EQS is working. Oh, dude, check this out. Okay, so here's the other thing that's happening. Look at how she's bouncing back and forth. She's there. Now she's gonna go to the other side. She backs away and then goes to the other side. Why is she doing that? The reason she's doing that is because she is avoiding all spots that allies are in. But she's an ally. So she's avoiding herself. That's why she's bouncing backwards and then she's just constantly switching sides. So, hey, we found something we can actually fix today. That's great. Yay. All right, let's take a look at this. It only took us an hour. So here's our find melee attack position. This is using a dual ringed approach that is generating around the enemy, and it is avoiding get allies. Here we go. So this is the filter for the get allies, and if we do the get ally context, you'll see in here find melee. Let's do an all get allies. So what it does is it goes through all the actors of a class, and for each one it checks to see if it's on the same team. But we don't want it to check itself. So query your actor. Is a what? Controlled pawn. Is this a... Maybe this is it. So... Can we remove something? Is this easier? Remove item. Can we remove? Hold on. We need to know what this is. What is this printing? Is this printing the pawn or is this printing the print string or get display name? Okay, and then let's print this string. What are you working on tonight, Boho? That is the shooter mannequin. Okay, so that's good. What we can do is over here, when we get the controlled pawn, there's two options here. We can, and the performance thinking side of me says rather than doing a test here, just make sure it's not ourselves every single time. What we could do is we could get the controller, cast it to an I don't know which is faster, but hey, cast to HWZ, and then what we're going to do is we're going to remove ourselves from this list. Remove an item, and the item we're going to remove is this one. And then either way, we'll keep going. Now, the reason this is more efficient, maybe, theoretically, And the reason I chose to do this way is because rather than checking to see if each individual one is our rather than checking to see if each individual one in this for loop and then running an if statement, I was brought up where if statements are expensive. I don't know if n number of actor if statements is more or less expensive than a single cast at the beginning. I wonder though, is there something where we already have a reference to that? Self? Who is this? Where are we? Querier. Querier object. Let's do this. Let's get this. Maybe this is already there and we don't even need to do this. Maybe the querier object is the AI controller. And if that's the case, we don't even have to do any casting and that would be way more efficient. That was hero shooter mannequin still. Yeah, that's the same thing. Yeah. No. Okay, let's just go with that. Let's just try it. Okay. So for wait, this is what we want. And this is what we want. Okay. Look at this. The enemy's no longer bouncing back and forth. That's something. Okay, what I don't... Okay, that I don't like. Interesting. If I move... Look at this. He's always going to that same spot. That exact same spot every time. But that is not always necessarily the closest one. But he's always going to that one. Which is the whole thing we were trying to avoid. There's gotta be something wrong in our EQS query. Alright, back to where we were. This EQS just gets our allies. That's fine. This should be fine. Let's compile and save this. We don't have any print strings. I'm happy with that. We're gonna keep this here so it's always running that. That's fine. EQS find melee attack position is going to do path exist, distance 2D, filter and score, linear. There's got to be something. Hold on a second. Path exist, distance. Okay, so that's the negative. So it's this one. Let's do. Oh, wait a second. That's the distance to target enemy. We need one closest point to the querier. Of these points. Okay, hold on. I think we're missing some. Okay, so Baho is working on movement, redoing it for the 1 millionth time. I have this surreal vision of Smash Bros. Melee movement in a 3D environment, completely by physics. Goodness gracious. Okay, let me read this for YouTube. So I have, okay. Baho is working on some crazy stuff, which is awesome. And they're saying Smash Bros. Looking to have it. Smash Bros. Movement in 3D environment controlled completely by physics. But still trying to make it snappy, fluid, precise, and able to gain massive speed quickly. Change direction on a dime, all while not inducing motion sickness. Yeah, all the things that Smash Brothers is, but in 3D without motion sickness. Okay, dude, like, we're talking next level here. I'm just trying to get characters not to bump into you. I definitely tip my hat to you. All right. So here's the problem. The spots that it's generating distance. Let's just uncheck the distance. I want to see what happens. Does the enemy take the closest? No, look at this. She's always taking the same one here too. Whereas what I wanted to do is I wanted to take the distance from her. So can we just do that with scoring? Add a test. Distance to query. Okay, so we're gonna take, let's say, so this is the distance to the target enemy, and this is going to filter and score. And then distance to query, I think we just want to score these. And if we do -1, that would be the closest one, I think. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on a second. Oh, wait. Did that just work? That might have worked. Holy smokes. Okay, that was the luckiest -1 I've ever used. That's fantastic. Okay, so he's way better now. Look at that. Alright, so this dude's gonna run to the closest point to me, but choose the one that's closer to him. At least that seems to be what he's doing, which is great. This feels pretty good right now. Okay, so one enemy, not so bad. Feels pretty good. Okay, here's where the problem now. Okay, well, very quickly we fixed that. That's great. We achieved something tonight. That's awesome. Okay, if we go to 2 enemies now, and that character's not bumping into me right now, and the reason is because he's choosing the point closest to him or her or whatever. But now, oh, interesting. So if I move here, do they stay on that side? Oh, that feels pretty good. So if I go over here, where do they go? Okay, come on, man. That feels pretty good. If I come over here, and they're not running into each other. Holy smokes, this game might get done in about 15 years instead of 30. That's fantastic. Okay, where's she gonna go? Not bad. Not bad. Okay. So let's go nuts. Let's go ham. Go, let's say 6. This may be good enough. This might be just good enough to give us the ability to work on our give us the ability to, nope. Okay, so we still have some dum-dums out here. They're just running through as a cell. So unfortunately we still need to fix that. But the good thing is, I would say it is better. I would say it's better. I don't know why she feels like she needs to try to run through me. It's sort of frustrating. Like I wish they avoided each other better. What is that guy doing? How does he think that that's the way to go? Like this dude right up here should go out and around the outside. That would have been a great moment to play an Eminem song. Okay. So see, like, why is she running? Okay, so let's see if we can see where she's trying to get to. Is that her? Alright, so that's her. And let's see where she's going. She is trying to get to that spot. That's where she's trying to get to. And that's the direction she chooses to go. You know what? I don't like you. Wait, am I not doing any damage? Did I turn off all damage? Oh no, I didn't. I'm very frustrated with you. Oh, now she can get there. Oh my goodness. I couldn't even kill the character I wanted to kill either. There we go. Okay. Okay. So on the movement component, let's try changing this a little bit bigger. See if it's any better. Try 100. See, why are they trying to go? Is our capsule not? What do our capsules look like? Capsule? Wait. I don't see our capsules drawing. I forgot the debug flag for this. Nope. Move this over. What was the hotkey for this? No. Draw. Capsule. Call command line. Command line. Draw the cap. Draw the collision capsule. Try that. That's not. Can I just do show collision? Show collision. Collision. Nope. Draw the physics cap. Show collision, that's all it is. Why didn't they just say show collision? Look at that. On. Oh, that's not what I wanted. It's cool though. Not what I wanted though. Show, nope. Oh look, now it's showing. Okay, so clearly that dude is, you know, there's a collision capsule there, right? It's not like the capsule is too small or anything like that. So I don't understand how. Interesting, you stop moving. Hey, look at this. Why do they try to run through me? Well, I think that for sanity, there's a lot of there's at least a couple things that we got fixed. We are still having this avoidance issue though. And I think the right answer here is going to be to try to recompile this with the Detour Crowd Manager and see if that makes any difference. Ooh, I got an unhandled exception. That might be it. Yep. I don't know what I did, but it's not happy. I think it heard me talking. So unfortunately, we're going to use that as a chance to wrap up. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, y'all. Thanks for hopping in. It was kind of a rough night. I warned you in the beginning. It's one of those things that I collision debugging, nav meshes, all these things. It's just not usually my normal realm of work. So I was expecting to be slow, lots of digging on the internet. But Hoa, again, thank you for hopping in. It was great seeing you again. I am looking forward to checking out your crazy 3D Smash Bros thing. For everybody else, like I said, like I've been saying, we do this twice a week. Feel free to hop in, ask questions and things like that. We can stumble through those together, try to get better together and all that kind of stuff. If you can't make the live streams, which right now are Sunday nights at 10:15 p.m. and Wednesday mornings at 8 a.m., that's Pacific Standard Time, just throw your questions or comments in the comment section and I'll try to answer them during the live stream. Also, we've got a bunch more beginners tutorials coming. Things like Crash Course for Variables for Creatives, Introduction to Python Programming for Creatives, and things like that. As you start going through those, if you have questions, think about this as office hours. Come in, ask questions about your homework, kinds of things that you're working on, and we'll go from there. Once again, I hope you all have an awesome start to your week. I will catch you on the next live stream, and have an awesome week, Hoa. Later.